Rise and shine, everyone. It is Friday, August 30th. And we are so happy to have you joining us this morning. Every Friday, we get to visit with our friend Ellen Hurst with Alabama Cares. And this morning, she has invited a special guest to join us, Shannon O'Keefe. She is the bowling coach at Jax State. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Yeah? Good. I know coming off of a tough night last night, I know that was a tough one for all the JSU fans for the football, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
It's just the first game. First game of many.
Get the first game jitters out, I guess.
Here you go. Jitter out.
Yeah,
that's okay.
We hope.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
That's okay. You know, that happens. You win some, you lose some.
You learn from the losses, right?
Absolutely. And you just kind of figure out move on, figure out what you did that you want to continue doing and what you did that you don't want to do anymore.
Right, exactly.
Never really been an athlete myself, so I don't really know from that point, but you know, in like theater and things, I mean, it's all, you know, just do the best that you can. You practice, you rehearse, and then you do the best you can, and then you learn from it. So with that, let's talk a little bit about Alabama Cares and caregiving, right? So that's what we get to talk about on Fridays. We get to talk about caregiving, and there are a multitude of ways to give care to people, right? And of course, you have the care needs of those who have dementia or who have those needs, but then you also give care in ways like being a coach. That is a way to give care to people. And so when you have these athletes that come in and they're first-time students and they're coming in and they're in a different environment and they need care, and you are able to offer that. So that's kind of a way that we're going to be able to bring in the caregiving to this morning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I wanted to incorporate that in that, because what I know that in several of your interviews you talk about how the girls are like your kids, you know, and I just think that's so wonderful. And I think people don't realize that when kids go to college, I mean, it's a whole big experience. They're not in high school, they're not at home, they're in a different environment. They got all this everything's big and new.
No parents.
And it's scary, you know, and then plus not only do they have to perform academically, but you know, they have to perform athletically too. I mean, to be on a team.
Yeah, there's most certainly demands on kids going to school, and then you add the layer of an athlete, and there's even more demands on them.
Right. And tell everybody how you got to Jacksonville.
Yeah. So we were coaching a small Division II school in Southern Illinois. And it was a wild story. It could take forever, but I'm just going to say by the grace of God, the right doors opened and gave us the opportunity to come here. And when that all happened, you know, we thought we were saying goodbye to our kids at our previous institution. I mean, you just never know. I was hopeful. I remember leaving the parking lot at the Pete Matthews Coliseum after we accepted the jobs crying, because I had to go home and tell my kids that I was leaving them, and it was breaking my heart. And about 20 minutes after we told them that we were leaving, because my husband and I coached together, within 24 hours, all 6 of our returning varsity players were in the transfer portal, and they all came with us. So
that gives me chills.
Yeah, my husband and I have said that through our entire coaching career, that is probably the highest compliment we've ever received as coaches, is that they wanted to come with us.
Yeah, to uproot and to move to Alabama.
And 4 of them were for 1 year.
Wow.
Were for 1 year. So
And Jax State didn't have a bowling team.
But no, they didn't.
It was an
Brand
inaugural year.
Yep.
And so what I thought was so wild, being an alumni from Jax State, I remember saying, oh wow, we're getting a bowling team. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty neat, you know. And then the next thing you know, I mean, we never had one, and then we were ranked like, I mean, like number 2, number 1.
Well, like preseason, we were ranked 7th in the country, and I remember being a little salty about that, because if we would have been at our previous institution, it would have been all the same girls, and we were previously ranked number 1, and so I was a little salty about that. I guess we just had to prove to everybody that we could strike wearing red. So
there you go.
It didn't take long, and then we were ranked number 1.
Yeah, and then they won the championship, the NCAA championship. Yeah. I remember everybody. You just were the talk of the town.
It's just so wonderful. Honestly, like that is the one thing that Brian and I, my husband, love about being where we are in Jacksonville, is that everybody's been so welcoming. And even though we're bowling, I know athletics. We've played athletics my entire life. I know where bowling ranks on the athletic totem pole. I'm not naive to that. But it doesn't matter. Everybody's so excited about it, and it's just so welcoming. And not even for me and Brian, I love that for our girls. Yeah. They feel not that they're just a part of the athletic department on campus and they get all the benefits of that, but they feel like they're part of the community. People that they've never met are now wearing Jack State Bowling T-shirts, and they recognize them, and so it's just very cool for them.
And you gave, Jack State just moved up. We moved up a division, and we're in a new conference. And you gave us, the bowling team gave us our first national championship.
Wow. So wild.
And I love Coach Rich Rod's wording when you guys came back from the championship. He said, "We are now a bowling school."
There you go.
I thought that was so awesome for the football coach to say that.
Well, he showed up when we got off the bus with his 2 dogs to greet us off the bus, and I was just like, wow, I love it here. It's so amazing. So.
Yeah, what other school would you think that, a football coach would be meeting? Yeah.
I don't know. And his entire staff unloaded the bus and took all the gear to the girls' cars. They wouldn't let us take our stuff to the cars. It was just, and actually, even before that, before we were preparing to leave for the Final Four, and I got a knock on our door, and a young man walked in and handed me the envelope. And I opened it up, and it was handwritten cards from every staff member on the football team wishing us good luck. And I just sat at my desk and I just cried because I was just completely in awe of it. And so we knew we made the right choice pretty quickly, and that just kind of solidified it,
Yeah, and you're a bowler too.
I am a bowler too.
You're kind of good. You're like the best. That's what's so crazy. When everybody started really researching, the bowling team, we were like, who is this Shannon O'Keefe person?
Who is this girl?
And then we were like, wow. So you have some awesome.
I've been so blessed. My husband is currently the head coach of Team USA, so that's a lot of fun. And we do what we do together. We would not be as successful as we are if we weren't able to do it together. My weaknesses are his strengths and vice versa. The girls do sometimes get the mom and dad bickering, they just have to deal with it because it just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But my bowling, I've been very blessed throughout my career. I had a dream when I was younger of wanting to be the best, and I always thought it was going to be softball. I grew up a softball player, so I always thought it was going to be softball, and then the bowling bug hit me, and I just had this dream and this desire to just be the best in the world. What would it feel like to be the best in the world in what you do?
And now you know.
Yeah, what does it feel like?
I don't know.
We get to sit next to you. That's amazing. That is awesome.
It's pretty awesome, and so we've had a blessed career, and hopefully there's more to come.
But you need to tell everybody how you got into bowling. I thought that story was kind of funny.
Okay, so
we have time.
I was an All-American softball player in college. Like I said, I didn't start bowling until I was 16. It was something for me and my little brother to do together, and he was better than me, and that was unacceptable. And then, on top of that, my dad, because I was just doing it with my little brother for fun, and he used to make me rent the house shoes, which I'm sure everybody's gone bowling, but they're kind of gross. Yeah. And other people's feet are in those, and I'm not a fan of that. And so
Me either.
Yeah, me either.
And so I was in the pro shop, and I was thumbing through the catalog, and I found these really cute bowling shoes. But they were like $150.
Oh, wow.
That was back in the 90s. And so I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, I really want these shoes. And he was like, oh, Shannon, no, those, you don't need those. They're just too expensive. I was like, Dad, but they're so cute. He's like, honey, I'm not
so cute.
spending $150 on a pair of shoes so you can look cute in a sport you're not even good at. And I was, you don't think I could be good at this? Like, excuse me. And he said, no, honey, you're a softball player. You're not a bowler. And I was just kind of like on a quest to prove him wrong. Like, I could do this too, and I could be really good at it. And my dad, to this day, is like, that is his favorite story. He says, I made you. I'm the reason you're great. Like, he's
You said no,
so
it was
cute.
the shoes.
It was the shoes.
And I'm sure
yeah.
your brother being good too kind of fueled the fire a little bit.
I was very, very fortunate. My dad bowled. He bowled professionally, but when we were kids, he would go bowl tournaments on weekends, And anytime he won money or won the tournament, he would stop at Toys R Us. Do you guys remember Toys R Us?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And
Jeffrey.
Yes. Do you remember Atari or ColecoVision?
Oh, yeah.
Like way before
Atari,
Nintendo?
yeah.
Okay, we had ColecoVision. And so my dad would buy a game. And so we thought, you know, at 4 or 5 years old, I remember thinking, oh, Dad wins he wins video games when he bowls. So,
Okay.
you know, yeah. So I was like, so I never had any interest in it. We would go with my dad, but we never had any interest in it. You know, we played other sports. And so he knew where to take us when we decided we wanted to bowl. And we were fortunate to be put in probably the best youth program in the Northwest. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's true in all sports. When you surround yourself with people that are better than you, and I think in life in general,
Sure.
when you surround yourself with people that are better than you,
Makes you better.
it makes you better,
Yes.
or it makes you quit. But
One of the two. But hopefully, and in your case, it makes you better.
it makes you better. You know, I wanted to beat the boys. I grew up with 5 brothers, and I was told from the time I was tiny, oh, you can't do that, you're just little, or you can't do that, you're a girl. And so pretty much, you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna do everything in my power to show you that I can.
And didn't you say that when you went to pick up your brother, the boys
they
were
were
kind of...
really cute boys. And I dated one for like a year and a half. And
that was a great story.
I was over. It was over. So I don't know if the bowling bug got me or the boy bug. I'm not really sure. But
Again, I think it's the shoes.
we're gonna change it.
It's like,
We're gonna go to
the
that.
MJ commercial. It
That's
must
right.
be the machine.
That's
Must
right.
be the shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have so many more things to talk about. We've got to go take a quick break right now, but stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor Difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
From TV 24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. BAM's Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV 24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is Friday, August the 30th, and welcome back to Rise and Shine. So this morning we have Ellen Hurst with us and Coach Shannon O'Keefe. So welcome back to the show. All right, so when we were talking earlier, we were talking about your journey beginning into your career of bowling.
With
and
shoes.
It all started with shoes. Sometimes things just start with a good pair of shoes.
That's right. Well, I've always been obsessed with shoes, so.
So
I got
just
you.
like Cinderella, everything happened. Right? Yeah, that's great. So tell us about how the whole journey to the national championship, how that happened, and how the girls you said how many came with you?
Six.
So 6 girls came from Illinois.
Yeah.
But they were all not from Illinois, but for
No.
different places. But
Right.
they had been there
Yep.
for what, obviously,
Anywhere
like 3 to
from-
4 years,
yeah,
or maybe
3 to 4 years, yeah.
because there were a lot of them were seniors. correct?
We lost all of the girls that bowled on the TV show.
Right. So they all came here. I mean, that's a big leap of faith here, you know.
For sure. And several of those girls had graduated with their undergraduate degree. So in order to use that COVID year, they were having to start their master's and then move, 8-9 more hours from where they were currently going to school. They didn't have to. They could have just been like, you know what, it's been a good run. We won the national championship in 2022. So they could have just been, we're good. And several of them were like, absolutely not. You guys are starting your own program. We're going to start it with you.
So now those girls have 2 national championships.
They technically have 3 because there's 2 sides to college bowling. This could take a whole segment itself.
Okay.
I will not bore you with it.
No, it's not boring at all.
No.
So much.
So the NCAA side has women's bowling. But then for club teams, men teams, NAIA schools, there needs to be another side for them to compete. The United States Bowling Congress, who is the national governing body for bowling, has a collegiate division. So before NCAA women's even existed, everybody competed on it's now called the Intercollegiate Team Championships, ITCs. We actually won that in 2023. So we won the NCAAs in 2022, we were ranked number 1 in the country in 2023 on the NCAA side, and then got beat up pretty bad at the Final Four, and then the very next week we won the ITCs, and then so they won back-to-back national championships, and then we pieced out. So many people were really shocked by that. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? How could you do this? The whole time that we were visiting Jack State, it was never about Brian or myself. It was like, wow, this would be incredible for our girls. Oh my gosh, our girls would love to live here. Oh my gosh, they have a trainer that's, oversees them and like one other team. The resources, bowling, something other people don't know, or most people don't know, is in NCAA bowling, it's all divisional. So D3, D2, and D1 all compete for the same national championship.
Oh, so it's not like division like you have basketball,
no,
and
there's
football,
not
and
enough.
softball.
No, there's not enough teams to separate it.
So that would make sense.
We
So you're playing against like these D1 teams.
We were, a couple. There's only 2 Power 5, well, I guess Power 4 conference teams now that have bowling, and it's Nebraska and Vanderbilt. And when you look at their facilities and their resources, and we're at a small D2 school, like we can't provide our kids that same experience. And it's not that we didn't want to, we just couldn't. And so being able to come to a Division I school who just fully embraces us and says, we're all in if you're all in, being able to provide our kids that type of experience was what we needed to do. And so it was a pretty easy decision for Brian and I once we came and we saw everything. And it's helped a ton because we're doing incredible with recruiting. So we're excited for our future.
Yeah, and I just hope and pray that one day we'll have a bowling facility at Jackson.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Would that not be
Is that in the
awesome?
works? Is that in the plan?
I don't know.
Because they actually have to practice at Big Time Entertainment in Oxford.
Yeah, and
so.
Big Time is incredible for us. I mean, they let us in the doors before it opens to the general public, and they just really cater to us. And so it's wonderful. It's just a bit of a drive every day, which I hate for our kids.
Yeah.
And our competitors, even schools within our conference, have lanes on campus. And so I think that would be like the final, piece for us.
Well, my husband and I discussed this already. We were like, man, if we ever hit the lottery, that's what we're doing. because we got to thinking, we were like, that would be awesome if somebody really invested in that. So all you donors out there.
That's right.
But what it would mean not only to the school and to the team and everything, but for the community. Because to me, just like you have football, baseball, basketball camps, and all that stuff that brings people in.
Sure.
So when you have a bowling, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just now trying to learn all this, but when you have bowling meets, so to speak, you have people from all over. I mean, it's not just like
it's not one-on-one.
Right. It's not like you just have one team come in like for baseball and you play 3 games and you're done.
No.
I mean, it's like a whole event.
It is.
It's like,
I don't know if even if we had lanes on campus, we wouldn't have enough to host an event. We may be able to host UAB or Alabama State or Alabama A&M who have teams and maybe like an exhibition match or something like that.
Right.
But an actual event, it wouldn't be big enough for us to do that. So like our first tournament, we're going in the middle of October. We're going to Orlando, and I think there's like 22 teams signed up.
Right.
So you go to one site, and then all the teams will go there. Vanderbilt hosts in March, and they always have anywhere from like 30 to 36 teams that show up from all over the country. Wow. So that's.
And I know you went to Vegas too.
We did.
Yeah.
Some cool bowling lanes in Vegas. We actually have a copy. A picture of your schedule. So let's go through your schedule and see what's in store. So the first one, there we go.
Yep, Destination Orlando. At the very beginning of the week, we'll go early and we'll do a little team bonding trip and take the girls to Disney, because how can you not do that when you're in Orlando?
Go to Universal.
That's right. We did that last year.
Oh,
so
I love
Disney
Universal.
this year.
Fun.
Then we head up to, we have a week and a half off. We head up into Kenosha, Wisconsin in November. It could be quite cold. It typically snows a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we wrap up the first semester, we go to New Jersey. So going to all the really nice warm places, come November, December. We do not bowl in December, that's a break. And then we head straight into the Northeast Classic, that's up in Delaware. And then we go to Arlington, Texas for the Prairie View Invite, go to Chicago for the Flyer Classic, then Jonesboro, Arkansas, and then we go to North Carolina, and then we have USBC sectionals. So that's the other side of college bowling that I was telling you about. We get placed in a section. There's 1 of 4 sections around the country, and we have to be in the top 4 out of that section to qualify for the national championship.
Oh, okay.
And then we wrap up our regular season in March at Vanderbilt's tournament, and then we head into Conference USA, which is in New Orleans this year.
Lots of cold places though.
Lots of cold places. I know I had to get the girls stocking hats this year.
Yeah, make sure to get some like cuddle duds or something. Some of
That's
the,
We're really fortunate though. We don't have a lot of Southern kids on the team.
So they can handle it.
They're fine. Yeah, we have a girl on our team from Pittsburgh, and she's like, it's fine.
What do they think about the humidity?
It's warm. Yeah,
It's a little warm.
It's just a little warm.
Oh, she said it so nicely. It's warm.
It's warm.
Yes, it's very hot. Yes.
It's like a sauna.
Yeah, it's a sweat fest. That's for sure.
At least you bowl inside.
That's true. Our sport is inside. It's not terrible. The moving the kids in, that's a different story. That was.
Yeah, were they second guessing their decision? Like, I love you, coach, but what have you gotten me into?
Thankfully, they don't have to live outside.
Right. And I think it's such a great, just talking to you, I just think you and your husband have such wonderful, caring hearts. And I think that's another, I think that it contributes to your success because you really care about your players. You call them your girls. They're like your, they're like your
how
kids.
old are your daughters? I'm like, well, I have a lot of them. They're not really mine,
but you claim them, and I think that's so wonderful. And I think, we talk about caregiving issues and resources all the time and everything, and I think people just don't realize that, it goes back to what I always preach all the time, that caregiving touches us all. I mean, either you are a caregiver, you've been a caregiver, you know a caregiver, or you're going to need one someday. And I think that people don't realize that, oh, hey, I am a caregiver, or, I take care of this person or whatever. And I think that's just so wonderful that that you just incorporate everything together, and you just adopt all of the babies.
We really do. I say it all the time. My husband and I would have loved to have had children, and that was a struggle for us. You growing up, you never think that you're going to be the couple that struggles with that. But I think it's okay. I fully embrace it, and I'm truly thankful for it. I think God knew we were meant to love more than one, and so we can spread our love to so many. And this is a really tender age. 18 to 22 years old is a tender age for anybody, but females specifically. And we were under different pressures growing up and different, scrutinies and stuff. But now with the internet, and I mean, the internet didn't exist when I was their age, but
right.
But it does now.
I always say thank God.
I know, right?
yeah. But in the palm of their hand, all they're ever doing is comparing themselves to other people's screenshot of their perfect life. And so teaching them to be really confident in who they are and that they are enough is really, really important. And so they are our girls. We're raising a bunch of little babies, and then we love them so much. And I most certainly tell them I love them all the time. I don't, whether it's taboo or not, in the coaching world, I don't care. I think that it's important that they know that they are loved, they're worthy, and a result of a sport that they play should never determine somebody's self-worth. And so we really try to breathe that into them. We're doing team dinners once a week at our house, and then we're reading books together as a team. But also, they're trusting us that we're going to fill that gap and help them for the next 4 years on their path to greatness or whatever they choose to do. And their families are also entrusting us that we're going to take care of them, and so we take that to heart for sure. But I also, for me, very spiritual person, God placed them in our lives for a reason. Some of the stories of how these kids have come to us it's no accident. And so I'm most certainly not going to let him down in taking care of, these beautiful little girls. And so we really do love them. They really are our little girls. And it confuses people sometimes when I talk about my girls.
Okay. But I think that's so important, though, because, I hear coaches all the time say, well, if I made them better men or better women, not just the player, not just the athlete, to where they go on in life and succeed at anything that they do, then I've done my job.
100%.
And I feel that that's the way you feel.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yes.
I mean, the trophies and the rings and all that stuff, that's fun. But
that's the bonus.
That's fun. But I want those wedding invites. I want, the baby announcements and talk about caregivers. I need them to take care of me when I'm older.
There you go, and there's that. It comes full circle. And hey, we're going to talk more about that when we get back. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
What can you buy for $10? A hat? A milkshake? 166 channels plus live sports? That's right, for only $10 you can get 166 channels of classic TV shows and movies, including the latest news update from all around the world and local sports. Just simply go to 24ctn.com and click download, and then for only $10 you can have access to the best TV available.
Looking for unbeatable deals? Look no further than Shop 24, your go-to spot for incredible discounts and savings. From local dining and entertainment to grocery stores and everything you need, we've got deals you won't find anywhere else. But hurry, these hot deals are limited and going fast. Grab your phone and call now. Don't let these savings slip away. Join me, Kip Chappell, of Shop 24 every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to save big with Shop 24.
From TV 24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. Vans Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV 24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine on your Friday morning, August the 30th. It's 8 o'clock. On your Friday. Let's do the Happy Friday dance. Let's have a little Friday dance. It's Friday. And so thank you for joining us. If you've been tuning in already, we've been visiting with Coach Shannon O'Keefe with the JSU bowling team and Ellen Hurst. Hi.
Hello.
Every Friday I get to visit with Ellen. It's so awesome.
It is awesome.
It's just so much fun to be around Ellen and to learn about the program and all the resources that Ellen gives to caregiving. And as we've talked about, caregiving can be a number of ways that you can give care. And in your instance, you're giving care to these young ladies who, who become part of your family. And that is such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
I love that you tell them that you love them, because you do. You love them, you encourage them. I know that they love you, and they're so,
I hope so.
Yeah, they're so blessed to have you.
You invest in them.
Yes.
I mean, that's huge to me. I mean, I wish more people did that.
As much as I love competing and I love winning, like who doesn't love to win?
Of course.
As much as I love all of that, this is the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life, is to coach and to teach and to raise and breathe life into the little ones, and it is most certainly the best thing I've ever done.
Well, we were talking during the break about homecomings coming up in September.
That's right.
And so tell everybody what to expect homecoming
So
at Jack State.
we are getting our national championship rings and our conference championship rings, which we are so excited. So we're making it on our end. I don't know how much people will see it, but we're making it a big, huge event for not only the girls who won that are going to come back, that have graduated and have left, but we're incorporating all of the new kiddos and their families as well. So we're going to have 50-some people at the game celebrating all together, even my dad.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's some big shoes to fill, too, for the younger girls that are here. I mean, to see the seniors that had graduated to come back and get their rings. I mean, that's like goals, right?
Yeah, right.
Goals.
I want one of those.
Yeah, I would like to have one or two of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I most certainly could feel like big shoes to fill and potentially add stress, but we try to eliminate that and say, like, your journey will never look like anybody else's journey, and we really are not going to compare ourselves. Just your experiences added to this group are going to be so valuable, and it doesn't mean we still can't get there and the end goal can't be the same, but the journey for everybody is just going to look different.
Right. Well, you have something helpful to help recruit. I'm sure it helps with recruiting, right?
For sure.
Yeah. People like to join winning teams.
They do. And we were very fortunate at our last school to win 2 NCAA national championships. We won in 2017 and then again in 2022. And we won 2 ITC championships. And so my husband and I, this is our 11th year coaching, have won a total of 5 national championships in one way or the other, and so it's pretty fun to be able to,
to be national champions.
Well, yes, but to be able to like say that to recruits, like, come on.
But not only do you have that part of it, but you are a bowler.
I am.
Your husband is a bowler.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, pretty good bowlers. and then you have your husband being the coach for Team USA.
Right.
I mean, wow. I mean, I could only imagine being a bowler thinking, okay, yeah, I would like to bowl for them. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, that is most certainly what we hear, and so it's most certainly helped. And then Jack State has just helped, elevate the recruiting to the next level for us. So we're done recruiting for a couple years.
Oh, nice.
We're already.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we are looking at 2027 kids already. So
20 how many?
2027 kids.
Oh, wow. So in the bowling world, I know that I've heard you talk about this before, about high schools and so forth, and how there's not many high schools that have teams, because I know my high school didn't have one.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of high schools in Alabama that have teams, but I mean this with all due respect, they're very under-resourced.
Right.
Whether they don't have the
that.
equipment or they don't have the knowledge that comes behind it. And so Brian and I have even thrown around, like, maybe next summer we're going to start doing clinics for coaches. Like, how can we help high school coaches be educated in order to help their players? And it's not just Alabama, it's everywhere. I mean, when the kids come to us, we typically will give them like a bowling IQ test to see what they know, and we don't even look at it, so the kids get all freaked out it's a test. Like, we don't even look at it. We just want to know what you don't know, so we can fill in the gaps.
Where you sit.
Right. And so a lot of times, some of the times early on, the young ones, they'll be a little embarrassed, like, well, I was never taught that. Well, it's not your fault if you don't know it. And it's not your previous coach's fault. If they didn't know the information and couldn't teach you, it's not their fault. And so Brian and I really feel like there's a really great opportunity for us to reach beyond Jack State, for us to reach out to bowling within the state and even the surrounding states, and really help educate not only the bowlers but the coaches that coach those kids. There's so many scholarship opportunities, and not just for women in college bowling, men as well. And so I would love to see more kids from the South be heading to college and competing.
That's what I was going to ask you earlier too, because I know that you just recruited someone from Georgia.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah.
But so are most of your recruits like from up north, from the Midwest?
They're really from all over the place. The young girl, we actually have 2 from Georgia this year. We have a freshman from Georgia who has been on Junior Team USA for the last 2 years. She's one of the best players in the entire country. And then our recruit from Georgia, she's been on Junior Team USA, whether it was developmental Junior Team USA or Junior Team USA, for 6 years. And she just a month ago was competing for Junior Team USA in Korea at the World Championships. And so, they are from Georgia, but they're 2 of the best in the entire country.
That's awesome.
And so we're going after the best, regardless of where they live. And we're very fortunate to be attracting those kids. Next year, for the fall of 26, we have a girl coming from Chicago, upstate New York, and North Carolina. And so we grab them from wherever we can get them. We have a girl on our team currently from Mexico. Last year we had one from England. So
That's
Right.
Yeah, no place is off the table.
I just think it's very interesting because, I mean, we are in the South, you know, the South is all about football.
Yeah,
you know what I
very
mean?
much so.
So I just think this is the whole dynamic of it is just very interesting because, you know, like you said, you know, like, I mean, my high school, I mean, very rural, very small, and I could only imagine, like you said, it's not their fault, the kids' fault. It's not even the coach's fault if they don't have anyone to mentor them or to
introduce
guide
it even.
them. I think I think that would be wonderful if you and your husband could do that. I think that would be a service to everyone.
Well, we just love the sport. The sport has given us so much. The sport has given us each other. We're going to celebrate 20 years of marriage next month. So, and so it has just given us so much. We've been able to travel the world because of this sport that we love. And who would have thought bowling?
And you guys met because of bowling.
We did meet because of
Tell
bowling.
that story.
So Brian was one of the best bowlers in the world when I met him. And I was just this up and coming. I used to be known as Brian O'Keefe's girlfriend, and now everyone's like, "Are you Shannon's husband?"
No, it's Coach Shannon's husband.
So funny. Sorry, Brian, if you're watching, but
I'm sure he's proud.
He embraces
of that.
it.
Yeah.
He's proud. But we really do make a great team, and so we just kind of embarked on this journey together. We always knew that if we ever did coach at the collegiate level, we would want it to be on the NCAA side. I was an NCAA athlete, and so to me, that trophy and lifting that trophy, it's iconic. It's in all sports, well, except football, they have their own, but it's an iconic trophy. Like, we just yesterday watched a special on Nebraska volleyball. I think it's on Netflix or something, and you know, they were showing clips of them lifting that trophy. It's iconic, and so we knew that we wanted that opportunity to do it. We've been very blessed to be able to have done it 3 times already, and hopefully many more to come.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And tell everybody a little bit about your career. I mean, where your career has gone. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I was a member of Team USA for 18 straight years. 18 straight years. Yeah. And you know, I tried out for the Olympic softball team when I was 15. And I made it to like the top 60 women in the country, but I was a 15-year-old little baby, you know, and just and then, you know, things happen, and years later when the opportunity came to do that again, I was like, oh, but I kind of like more the bowling route. And there was Team USA, but there was also professional women's bowling, and you couldn't do both. And so I've been like, well, I want to be a professional. So I went the professional route. And in 2003, the professional women's tour folded due to lack of funding. And so I was like, well, if I want to be the best in the world, the only way to do that is Team USA. So I tried out for Team USA in 2005, and I made it. And my last year on the team was 2022. And so,
so this has been recent.
Recent. Yeah, I actually bowled the World Games in Birmingham in 2022, and I won singles gold. And I won the silver in doubles. And so who knew, like a year and a half later, I'd be living right down the road.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's full circle.
I know.
Full
so I've
circle
just been very fortunate. And then on tour, the ladies tour came back in 2014, and I am the most winningest title holder, the most winningest player since the relaunch of the tour. I have 15 titles. Just very blessed. We've been very blessed.
I mean, when we all found out we're getting the #1 bowler as our coach, we were like, what? Are you serious? Jack State's getting that person? I mean, it was just, I mean, we had never, that's before we even knew who you were. We were all like in shock, and then all this happened, the inaugural year, you won the national championship, and then everybody, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, everybody I talked to, alumni that have met you, everybody that in the community that has talked to you, I'm the president of the Exchange Club at Jacksonville, so I talked to a lot of people, and so everybody talks about, man, have you met the bowling coach? She is fantastic. They're so sweet, and they're so down to earth. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, you hear that all the time, and I mean, and that has to contribute to your success. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that.
One thing that we really try to teach our kids is nobody's above anybody else. We're all just trying to do our best in life, and that kindness is free, and it takes nothing to be kind to somebody, even if you're having a bad day. Kindness is free. Like, one of our girls last night was locked out of her apartment, and she texted me. She was all flustered, and I said, "It's okay. There's a reason for it." I said, "Just embrace it.
Yeah, my
It's
mother used
okay.
to always tell me, always smile because you never know how much that person may need it.
Oh, I love that. Hey,
I
on that,
love
let's
that
leave
too.
our viewers with that for a moment. We've got to take a quick break.
Okay.
But that's such a beautiful thing. So let that sink in and stay tuned. We'll be right back right here on Rise and Shine. We'll see you soon.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
From TV 24, partnered with the Anniston Star, I'm Lacey Florence with your news update. Vans Coin Laundry now has a second location in Talladega. The Greater Talladega Lincoln Montford Chamber of Commerce recently held a ribbon cutting welcoming the new location at 540 Broadway Avenue. The laundromat is owned by the husband and wife team of Billy and Melissa Blaylock. The Blaylocks also own and operate an additional location at 501 Fort Lashley Avenue. Two loans totaling $44 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development are expected to put Regional Medical Center on solid ground financially. The money will allow the hospital to both pay off debts and make capital improvements to attract more patients and healthcare providers. The hospital itself is serving as collateral for the loans, which are being taken out by the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. During a brief Wednesday night called meeting, the Anniston City Council unanimously approved the measure, which will also restructure the Board of the Healthcare Authority of the City of Anniston. The first HUD loan of $34 million will pay debts, and the second loan, $10 million, will go toward the capital improvements. For more news stories like these, plus weather and sports, tune in next week to the TV 24 News, proudly partnered with the Anniston Star. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Florence.
Happy Friday! Welcome back to Rise and Shine on your August 30th, 8:18 in the morning. So we have been visiting with Shannon O'Keefe, Coach Shannon O'Keefe, and Ellen Hurst with Alabama Cares, and I'm just so interested. Bowling is not something that's ever been on my radar of interest, but it definitely is now.
Yay, good.
And I can't wait to follow the journey and how exciting that is to have a national championship team just right here. And
Yep.
so you were talking earlier about the event of the rings, and I would love to be invited to that, to see those rings if
You
there's a
should
chance to
come.
that, if I could. That'd be great.
Everybody should come. I don't know exactly when it will happen, whether it's halftime or whatever at the football game, but come to the football game.
Yeah.
And you'll get to be part of the celebration.
We get to scream and yell.
That's right. I'm ready to celebrate. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So we'll keep
It'll be
posted on
exciting.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, great.
And so we were talking at the break again about how you think think that this coming up season is going to be? So explain to.
I think a lot of it's a little bit on the unknown side of things. We only have 3 returners from our team last year. Our team was beyond dominant. Everyone, they were just shocked, or maybe they thought, man, this bowling thing's pretty easy. Our first year, win a national championship. It's not easy. I'm here to tell you guys that what happened last year was not easy. We were fortunate enough that all of our kids followed us. We got a superstar transfer from Nebraska, and then we added 2 freshmen. And that was a mix with whatever we add to it as coaches, and then all of what Jack State added to it. We were very dominant, and we had probably the oldest team to have ever shoot up together. We had 4 girls throughout the year that were 22 to 23 years old, bowling against a bunch of 18-year-olds at other schools, And so just all of that knowledge and that experience that they had. So what we did was not normal. I'm going to first say that. It was pretty awesome. It was a dream. It doesn't mean we can't do it again. It's just big shoes to fill, like we had mentioned earlier. This year we have 5 new kids in the program. We have 4 freshmen, 4 18-year-old little girls that just came into our program, and we have 1 transfer who's a sophomore. We have no juniors in our program, so 2 seniors, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. We went from being one of the oldest teams to have done it to one of the youngest very, very quickly.
Right.
And so I still believe we're going to be one of the best teams in the country. Will we be the best? I don't know.
We shall see.
Yet to be determined.
Will we be favored to win the national championship? I don't know, but it is possible.
Right. And people don't understand they think, oh, you just get a ball and you just roll it down the lane. No, it's like there's a lot of, when I started hearing you some of the interviews that you've done and some of the things that, just hearing you speak, and you speak to Eli Gold.
Yes, I did. Eli's wonderful.
Yeah. There's just so much more to it. The weight of the ball, how the holes,
That's right.
all that stuff, the lanes, how they do their feet. There's just so much.
Just so much. I think that's why I love bowling, because at the most simplest form of bowling, anybody can do it at any age with any disability. And you just pick up a bowling ball and you just roll it down the lane, and you try to knock all of the things that are 60 feet away down. Right. And if you don't do it the first time, you get another opportunity to do it. That's the simplest form. But like any sport, as you get further and further along in the expertise side of things, it's very technical. My husband jokes all the time, you almost need a physics degree to truly understand bowling. It's round objects rolling at different speeds on 2 different access points with different amounts of friction. No, I won't bore you with anymore, but it can be a lot.
But what the lanes are made of.
That's right.
And
how they oil them. There is oil. A lot of people say wax. It's not wax. It's oil. And you can't see it. It's an invisible. You can see the lane, but you can't see how the oil is applied to the lane. And different amounts of oil and where it's applied on the lane at what distances will kind of tell a bowler how they have to bowl with what type of bowling ball and where they need to be on the lane. And you don't know it until you throw a shot.
Well, I know that when you guys were bowling the national championship, oh Lord, I was on the edge of my seat.
She was.
Oh my gosh, that was just, And so I remember watching that and the different teams, that one lane. Everybody did really well in that one lane.
Well, the left lane was better to start, and we knew that. And being the #1 team, we got lane choice. And what I mean by it was better is to start, there was just more hook on the lane. It was easier for your ball to hook back to the pocket, where the other lane felt tighter. Like if you missed a little right, it didn't want to hook as much. As we kept flipping back and forth and it kept going, all of a sudden, game 5, the right lane was better because the left lane almost hooked too much. And the tightness to begin with on the right lane had now made the right lane better. And so we saw this happening. And so my husband and I literally talked during the break. If we can get over there and win game 6, we're going to stay there. And this was in the middle of game 5. And so sure enough, we lose game 5. We get over to the right lane because it's best 4-7. So we get over to the right lane, and Brian pulled all the girls together and says, girls, this lane is better. It's gotten better throughout this match. if we can win this game, we're going to stay here and we have a chance to win this national championship. And they were like all in, you know, like, yes, you know, and so that happened. And then we bowled 250 to win a national championship. And it was like a dream come true.
I've told you this before because I think it's so funny because, you know, if you would have asked me like 5-10 years ago if I would have been sitting at home on a Saturday night watching bowling and being like on the edge of my seat, like I would have said whatever.
Yeah.
But there I was killing it because I was like, but it was fantastic.
Yeah. That's what I love. And I love the fact that the commentators were able to educate while people were watching.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think it's just good for Jack State. You know, we were on TV for 2 straight hours, and they've replayed that show many, many times. And we get text messages from people like 2 months later, hey, I just saw you guys on TV, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a lot of people can say that too. Like when you're watching something, especially if you're a sports fan like I am, if you're watching something, you don't want to just watch it. You want to like understand it. Like I want to know why you're doing what you're doing.
And they did a great job.
And I felt like they did.
Yes.
You know?
And then the other part, you know, people always question, well, how many bowling balls do the girls really need? It's just bowling. Well, we travel. Each girl travels with 6 bowling balls.
Oh,
and
wow.
so you got to think of it a lot like golf. You know, you're not going to use your putter off of the tee to drive the ball, and you're not going to use your I don't know, 7-iron to putt the ball in the green.
golf
You know,
term,
like,
or your chipper.
right, like you're just not. You know, there's the bowling balls. Different balls are made to do different things, and so. It's a lot. It's a lot of education. We're constantly teaching our kids.
So now you just built a home.
We did.
So you've planted roots here.
Yes.
Now. So you've been here how long now?
A little over a year.
A little over a year. So where do you see like yourself? I mean, like, do you see you and Brian, I don't know, retiring here?
Well, I mean,
I'm just throwing that out there.
Brian and I have, you know, not to like burst your bubble, but we've built our last 3 homes now. We just like what we like. But I did tell him, like, I want this to be our forever home. I love the beach. 5 hours from the beach. Someday I would love a beach house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You know, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't see any reason for us to ever leave. We love Jack State. We love the community.
Yay.
We love everything that has been not only given to us and provided for us, but our girls. And I just, you know, the friendliest campus in the South is beyond true. And so we're honored to be able to bring our kids here.
Oh, that's awesome.
wonderful.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Well, we're really honored to have you, and thank you for visiting us. Let's make sure our viewers know how to follow along. I know we showed the schedule, but there's Instagram pages, there's Facebook pages.
Those are the 2 easiest. Those are the most active. That we keep active on there. We do try to live stream throughout the year, but a lot of times it depends on Wi-Fi within the building that we're in, and so we'll do Facebook Live if at an event. But definitely Instagram and Facebook. Those are the 2 easiest.
And that's Jack State Bowling. Is it Jack State Bowl?
I think it's Jack State Bowl on Instagram, and then just Jack State Bowling, I think, on Facebook.
Yeah, it's bowling on Facebook.
And you mentioned that you can still go and watch the previous national championship.
Oh my gosh,
the
it's on
nail-biting.
YouTube.
Yes, that was a nail biter, I'm telling you.
Yes. Please do, and then let us know what you guys thought. I mean, I watch it back, and I know what happened, and I'm still nervous. You're watching it back. So.
Yeah, I mean, and you could just see
it.
them you could just see them not even breathing out until after it was over.
Yeah.
It was like,
I have a very, very funny thing really quick before we have to leave. Yeah. My husband is extremely superstitious. And if you watch close enough to Brian, he's wearing like a white vest on that show. And I believe in the middle of Game 7, maybe Game 6, we were on the right lane. He went and put on a black hoodie. And so that was kind of his thing that he did throughout the entire season. It was so funny. And every time we'd be in a tight situation and I'd go to talk to him and he'd be walking away. I'm like, what is he doing? And he'd grab his black hoodie. I'm like, we're gonna win. And
wardrobe change.
There you go. Is he gonna continue that superstition into this season?
Every year he has to find new outfits at work, like he's doing.
I thought it was just a woman thing. That's awesome.
I love it.
Shoes for you, hoodies for him.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
And you did get those shoes after all, huh?
I did.
Well, it's wonderful. Well, best wishes to you. We can't wait
you.
to follow along the journey. Thank you so much for spending this morning with us. Ellen, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and so, so make sure you follow along with that journey. I can't wait. I'm super interested. And so go give that Facebook page and Instagram page a like, and you also follow along. All right, well, with that, we're going to wish you a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday morning on Rise and Shine. So, yeah, there you go. See you then.
Have a good
Thanks again.
weekend.
Bye.